Hello everyone, this is Charlotte and this is Chatting Cars. It's a podcast where I pick out random topics and discuss it at length, often on tangents. There is a disclaimer at the start of this podcast where I swear a lot. Yes, I do. I was married to a sailor once. I swear like a sailor. No, I don't. I swear better than him. Anyway, there's a disclaimer because there's also some sensitive content, so some people aren't really ready to talk about that kind of stuff or receive that kind of stuff, and that's okay. You don't have to. This is your chance to turn it off now. It gets pretty extreme. I've had some weird shit done to me, so if you don't want to hear about that stuff, it's okay. It's cool. Go back to your little eggy, globy lifestyle and your 30-centimeter vision of reality, and you do you, baby. I'm cool with that. You don't have to. I'm also questioning why you clicked on this podcast, but there we go. That's on you. Anyway, the topic for my drive home. I've just been on a mission to let my brother's doggy out of his house so he can go poop. Excitement never ends. First world problems. The topic for the drive home, and then I've got a side mission after that actually, is Facebook generation. Now, I am part of the Facebook generation. I think honestly, the way we approach the Facebook, and it has become its own thing itself, its own little cult movement now, obviously, because there's so many people latched onto it. Although we all say, oh, sorry about that, that's my jewelry. We all say, I just don't want that grating in your ear. I'm going to delete my Facebook and fuck that because I don't want to, I'm tired of it, I'm fed up of it. But then we all sort of re-sign on. I mean, I haven't re-signed on yet, but it's got to the point where I'm like, fuck all this, I'm deleting it. I can't be fucked with this. Or if it's just because I'm part of the older segment of the generation that has become the Facebook generation. I don't know. I'm, as a teacher, concerned about what it's having as an impact on the kids. Because I find that a lot of our kids have got very shit resilience these days compared to what it was or perceived to be earlier. And I've been teaching for 12 years now, so I don't know if it's this generation, it's what they're being exposed to, or if they've just been, coddled and cotton-wooled. But they're willing to put a shitload of stuff on their Facebook, but they can't handle the backlash. And I find that fascinating. Given that my background has me in a poverty situation where my mum was not very forgiving when it comes to resilience and things like that, you learnt or you died sort of thing. So if something went wrong, it was on you, and you have to adapt and overcome. That's the background I'm coming from. If I had come from a nice, soft family, I think I would have had more problems with regards to resilience and things like that. So what was a curse at the time turned out to be a blessing. Now I'm looking at this generation of Facebook people and they're getting upset and, God forbid we should see a resurgence in emos. But they're getting upset about, people saying nasty things about them. And I'm sitting there going, back when I was a kid, if someone said nasty things about me, you told them to fuck off. It's like, I'm having trouble with that disconnect. It's like they believe they should exist in a world where everybody's nice to them all the fucking time. But they'll do these horrible things to each other and expect no backlash. And it's interesting. It's like they're disconnected from the concept of consequence. I mean, where have we taken that accountability away from them? It's like, if you punch someone in the face, they're gonna fucking punch you back, as far as I'm concerned, That's the way I was raised. That's why we don't punch people in the fucking face. But they'll say some nasty shit online and then they'll get upset because somebody A, knows their business, and B, even though it's a public platform, someone reacted. It's like, how dare you? I'm outraged. And you sit there going, what the fuck are we raising a bunch of Karens here? You can be outraged all you want, darling. It's not going to change the color of spam. What the fuck? It's like, get over it and yourself. It's really weird. We've created this sort of egocentric generation where they feel that everyone has to know their business. And to be honest, it's nice to discuss certain topics as I am right now, and I'm a bit hypocritical in that way. I am telling you my business essentially, but it's not because I'm here to boost my ego. I still use an alias. I don't want you to know who I am. I know this is some fucked up content I'm discussing. I know I've done some weird shit. If I walk into a classroom, my kids with my name and everything attached to it will look at this shit and go, what the fuck? And I'll go, yeah, well, that's life, isn't it, right? Such is life. Ned Kelly, right? I think it was him, unless that's a misquote made by Bogans, I don't know. But I'm not doing this for updates. I'm doing this for sort of awareness, which is why I haven't put my name on it. I'm not, profiting from this in any way. So far, I don't know. I'm thinking about AdSense right now because I really got to get out of teaching. But anyway, that's a trauma-based thing. I'm putting this content out there because I want to talk about it, and I feel that there should be more awareness about it. So I can act as a guide, maybe, or B, another perspective, or C, a means to get you out of a situation or away from ever coming into contact with that fucking situation. I've gone through some fucked up shit. I don't want you to have to do that. Listen to me if you want to avoid that, right? And I talk to my kids that way in the classrooms, like I've been through this, please take my advice. And maybe we've got previous generations trying to do the same fucking thing, but they just come across as controlling or manipulative. And of course, as us, as the younger generation, we don't want to listen to that shit because you're old and irrelevant. But sometimes these fuckers have got nuggets of truth that we need to pass on. I'll admit that. The old people know things. They're 1 billion years old, but they know shit. They've been there. Anyone who's lived through the Depression, probably dead right now. But if they have so far, they know some shit on survival, and that will help us with the current recessions. And people are like, fuck them. That bugs me, because we stick them in nursing homes and shit and just ignore them. But you've got an encyclopedia of life right there. I mean, bearing in mind they've been through enough fucked up shit themselves that they're probably a bit bitter and, angry about a bunch of stuff. And they probably resent us for still having, working kidneys and knees and shit. But they have a wealth of knowledge, and we really need to listen to what they're saying. Look at the Queen. She just passed through the portal, right, to the other realm. She's poking us from the other side. I know she is. She can't stop. She won't settle. She's teaming up with Philip on the other side, and this time they've got, ether power. They're prodding us from the other side. Anyway, that's my belief system. You don't have to accept that. I'm just saying they haven't fucking gone anywhere, and it shows. But look at her. She was like on the throne for how long? And she met so many fucking people. She's been through so many things. How many wars? How many political upheavals? How much weird shit happening within her own family and her extended family, and all these fucking international dramas and recessions and all kinds of shit. I mean, we are happy that she's really, really old, and we celebrate that, but are we actually looking at what she's done and what she's actually accomplished and what she's contributed to and been exposed to? It's like, that is valuable. No one's fucking listening to it properly. We'll go, oh, she's really, really old, isn't that fabulous? She made it. It's like, no, bitch, look at what she's done. Stop looking at the number, look at the content. It's like when people read the Bible. Stop looking at the word for word and look at the message. The words only convey the message. You're ignoring the message for the fact that they've stated black and white, this is what the rules are. It's like, are they the rules? What is the motive behind the rules? No one's looking at that. Or maybe they are and I'm just, ignorant of it. I don't know. But don't take it on the surface value. Look at what's happening on the inside, on the underside, on the other side. It's like, you can't do that. Wait, what am I going with this? All right, so, hang on a second, I have to look at my topic again. Facebook generation, right, so anyway, I'm past 30, my brain is addled. So what are we looking at when we start telling people about our lives and stuff? We're first of all giving away our position, so that you need to be careful of. It's like, and anything you put on the internet, I'm excited to say, is permanent. It will be there for years to fucking come. As much as we want to wipe our hard drives and delete our Facebooks, all that is interconnected as a web, and you can access it pretty fuckily easily. Even if you wiped your main computer, or whatever it is, to do a complete reset, you can still get that shit. Whatever has been on your computer is imprinted on there somewhere. I think that's the most fucked up thing, because then they advertise this thing as, oh, we completely reset your computer, but you still can't safely trash that shit. Someone will find it. And I don't mean to perpetuate the, paranoia around, data accessibility and stuff like that. That's more of my ex-boyfriend's kind of thing. He's paranoid about people accessing his hard drives. Can't think why. I'm beginning to think he was more of a creeper than anyone really acknowledged. And they could be really fucked. Anyway, so I am concerned. If people are that diligent in having shit to find, now I want to know what they're hiding, It's like when everybody went through this whole rigmarole about Big Brother and CCTV cameras in UK, in London particularly, high knife crime areas, and people crack the shits because I feel like I'm being watched. It's like, yeah, you're being watched for your protection at this point. I don't mind people watching me for my protection, so long as I don't get raped or stabbed. It's like, I'm fine with this. It's like, I'm not doing anything underhanded anyway. You can monitor my actions. Prepare to be very bored. What is she doing? She's still sitting on the couch watching YouTube. Oh, wow. What's she watching? It's like nothing of interest. Growing potatoes in fucking bags. Wow. That's high-level security stuff right there. But it's not going to go anywhere. It's. What are they going to do? See your ass? Who cares? I went and got an all-over spray tan one year from some random chick in a shopping center. I was butt naked. I don't think I'll do it again. It was a bit weird. But she's seen my butt. Who cares? It's a butt. It doesn't bug me, that kind of shit. So you see me naked, so what? It's not great. I don't look like J-Lo. That's probably a good thing, actually. Anyway, it tracks Ben Affleck's. Ooh. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ben, but you got issues, mate. I don't mean to bitch out your attitude, but Jesus. Anyway, she's taking a hit there. I'm sorry, but she is. I hope she figures her shit out. Or it might be an ego thing. I don't know. Different podcast right there, darling. That's relationship issues. So, I just don't understand why. Anyway, no, I won't go into that. So, be prepared to understand that anything you put out on Facebook, and I put some weird shit on Facebook, because it comes back as a loop. It's like, here's some memories we remembered from 2 years ago. You want to repost? It's like, fuck no. Why would I do that? And I find like people are developing really low self-esteem because of shit they've done to themselves as well. It's like the mindset's changed. Obviously, our ideas change. There's no permanent state of mind, really. I mean, control is an illusion. You have no real control over anything either. So as soon as you think that you deleted this fucking Facebook app, it's somewhere, you know? Someone's got access to it regardless of what you want. I'm pretty convinced Facebook would have its own little storage bank going on of everything that's posted on Facebook. Why wouldn't they? That's their product, you know? They've got ownership of it, semi-ownership. And you sign up to that when you sign up the clause for owning a Facebook account. You sign over parts of your identity, and that's cool. I don't give a shit. It's not worth anything, really. I mean, I'm technically a fucking nobody, so it's not like I'm going to run for president and shit like that and you're going to drag up some shit from my Facebook. Although, technically, I think they should. It's kind of insurance. I don't know if that's a bit Machiavellian for anyone, but, you know, you could go into that. So, just be mindful of what you're putting out there. My mental side of things, my mental side of things are a bit questionable when it comes to that. When I say mental side of things, I'm talking about the impact it will have on people's psyche. It's like, if you're putting this much information about each other, like, oh, here's an example. All right. My ex-boyfriend stalked my Facebook to find out about me so he could date me. I would love to believe that's a romantic way to do things, because I am a romantic. But in a sense, if I had spurned his advances, he'd be stalking me, essentially. And it is technically stalking me now because he's done the whole gym thing where he's signed up and he's following me around and shit like that, which is not attractive and not romantic, even though we've seen it countless times in movies. Now it's just, you know, harassment at this point. But, you know, he exploited the situation where I gave freely and innocently, and I tried to, you know, promote goodwill and shit like that on my Facebook page. I still put up quotes about, you know, you can keep doing it, and oh, this is fantastic, and I'll put up awareness about, you know, climate change and fucking getting, you know, where to get free food for food banks and stuff like that. I still sort of promote all that stuff. I like it. I'm interested in it. I've been in that situation. I want to help people. But you've always got one fucking prick that will take it too far, isn't it? It's like, not only will I find out what you're interested in, I'll fake that I'm interested in it too, to get in your pants, or to get your money, or to get, you know, something out of you, social approval, bandwagon jumpers, you know? Meghan Markle's one of the biggest ones. I'm pretty sure she just stalks people to copy them. It drives me nuts. It makes you cringe. It's like suddenly she's interested in what these people are are in, but not that she's not getting something out of the whole process in itself. It's like, I don't believe she is genuine about what she is talking about, because the discussing changes too much, and she's always trying to benefit from it in some way, particularly financially. And that bugs me. And that's why I get pissed off when people, you know, tar everyone with this woke movement thing. It's like, no. There are cells within the woke movement which are doing their own fucking thing, as in with any fucking movement. It's like, you can't generalize like that. And I've had to honestly stop watching shit on YouTube about you know, this woke movement stuff, particularly newspaper people, because it's just like, you can't generalize like that. I mean, and I know they're doing, their motive is to, you know, get a result, elicit a response from the populace, and to maybe influence them as well. You know, I would think so. It's pretty manipulative. But by tarring everyone with the same brush that one person has stood up and acted like an asshole with, you are completely missing the point of the movement, to be honest. And I can safely say the whole point of the woke movement is to do the right thing without gaining social approval, just to do it because it's the right thing to do. If you're making money or getting some kind of popularity points, you're fucking doing it wrong, dude. It's just common sense mixed with morals. That's all it is. And you don't need other people's approval to do it. You usually don't need money to do it, really, because you can do good deeds for free, just by being a nice person. You know, that's the woke movement. It's taking these horrible things that we said that we don't like anymore, and we're trying to make it into something nice. It's pretty fucking straightforward. It's been happening for fucking centuries. I mean, if you're trying to tar us woke people with the BLM movement protests, the violence that were associated with that, they're not supporters of that. What that is a bunch of people jumping on a bandwagon who already had the predisposition for violence and giving them a vehicle to exhibit those violent traits. It's like, they didn't go there to protest BLM, they went there to go break shit. That's what they do. That's them. That's not the woke movement. That's not part of the woke movement. The whole the whole approach of the woke movement is to do passive protest, peaceful protest. Which is why we also saw, alongside those people who were going fucking nuts, looting and pillaging and all that shit, we also saw people saying, they're not with us. And that's with any protest that breaks out into a riot. You know, there's always some arsehole that says, here's my chance. I'm gonna go fuck some shit up. Oh yeah, I'm totally with these guys. And the other guys are like, no, he's fucking not. It's not with us, we don't want to do this, this is not how. And they make a point with it. When they go out and protest, there's always one main guy, a person, who stands up and says, no violent acts. We are not here to burn, pillage, rape, whatever. We're not here for that. We are going to keep it calm. And there's like a 20-minute speech, and I've seen so many protests and how they start and how they end, and there's always a person that stands up at the start and says, we are not here to do this. This is not us. We don't identify with these practices. I tend to find that I've watched these protests towards the end or the middle, there's always some asshole that just, they just go there for a fight. It's like football hooligans. It's like, most of us want to go see the football, yeah? And then you've got some asshole who just wants to start a fucking fight. Not even because they've had a few, just because they fucking like to fight. And if you ever seen like Green Street or Green Street Hooligans or something like that, one's got Elijah, or Football Factory, yeah? It talks about football hooliganism and it's the violence, and there is a cult behind it. And that's the danger of belonging to that kind of group, really. It's like you've got the genuine football fans who are there for the game, and you've got a bunch of arseholes that want to turn up and start some shit. And I don't like the ones that start some shit because you don't belong there. It's not socially cohesive to be that aggressive. And it's ego-based, to be honest. All violence is ego-based. It's someone standing up and saying, I'm better than everyone else and I'm going to make them physically pay for it. So it's like, no, dude, you're not better than everyone else. No one's better than everyone else. We're all the fucking same. We're all living our own journeys, our own lives. Don't. Just fucking chill, man. Take a Xanax or something. I don't know. And I don't advocate taking pills to fix things like that, but you seriously need to be sedated right now. Sit down. God, people are weird. Anyways, why are you so fucking aggressive? You know, it's take it in humor. Everything's a joke in the end. We'll die. You're choosing to die violently, but go for it. Well, yeah. It's like, just don't take it out on someone else. The greatest joke of all is that we don't get to choose when and how we die, really. And control is an illusion, so have a laugh. Look on the brighter side of life. You know, Monty Python and all that. So, I could go off on tangents all day about aggression. I've got a podcast on anger coming, I know, so I can feel that one. I've got it in the bag, I saw it like several times over, so obviously the universe is saying, hey, you should do this one. Eventually I'll get to it. It's a very dark horse for me. I don't like talking about berserkers and arguments and anger that much because it's just, it's a sensitive topic for me. It's a lot of remembering shit that happened to me that wasn't pleasant. Anyway, I will get to it, and I promise I will. So Facebook resilience. What can we do to help ourselves stop, becoming subject to these horrible feelings of nobody likes me? You can delete the fucking thing and not have anything to do with it, essentially, removing yourself from this toxic situation. And clearly it's overriding any kind of self-care or, self-esteem that you might have. If you're feeling shit from looking at pictures of someone saying something about you, I mean, what does it say? Sticks and stones may break my bones, words will never hurt me. It's like, you could say that unless it's like someone going berserker in your face, and it does actually have a psych impact. I know from first-hand experience, psychological abuse is pretty fucked up. It's not physical, but it's there, and it does create damage. But at the same time, as an autonomous individual, you can remove yourself from that at any point when it's on Facebook. You just delete it or close it. And we have to tell the kids in the classroom, it's like, if you see something, cyber safety, right? If you see something that makes you feel uncomfortable, close all the tabs. You don't have to look at that. That's absolutely, and tell an adult. Now, as an adult, we don't exactly have that option, but if it's aggressively upsetting, like if it's, I don't know, I keep seeing posts about child harm, like where people are not like pedophiles and stuff, but like child harm pornography, I would expect it is, or something like that, or just videos of kids getting hurt and shit like that. That fucks me up because I'm a teacher and, I've been in circumstances where abuse is considered normal. So when I see these in my feed, they hurt me, but I will post it as an awareness on my Facebook to other people. It's usually through the police Facebook feeds, It's like, this man has been convicted of this, and so we'll click on, this is not something I agree with and I'm glad it's gone. This one particular individual doing these horrible things to kids. Child exploitation stuff. Ugh, God, no. Fucking makes me want to hurl. Anyway. So I'll pass that on as an awareness, but if it's that offensive, like if you see something come into your feed, like from one of your friends or something like that, and A, it's illegal, or B, it's that offensive, as an adult, you can go to the police anytime. They'll let you report anonymously. So you've got a right and a vehicle for getting yourself out of that kind of situation pretty easily. They put that up there to make it easy for people to get reported on shit like that. So you don't have to put up with that shit. I would not suggest doing anything like that, to be honest. It's kind of fucked up. More than a little bit fucked up, to be honest, considering the content of some of those things is. And I haven't actually seen the content, and I don't fucking want to, but I've heard enough stories from kids at work about shit that's going on in their home. I can't imagine doing it for entertainment value. So I go home crying some days because of this shit that happens to my kids. And I can't do this. And I'm only like the surrogate parent figure, I'm only on the sidelines. The real parent's the one usually perpetuating the shit. And I hate them for it. I fucking hate them for it. Because I have to hand this kid back to these parents. And it fucks me up every time. And I can't do anything about it legally. I can report to DCP, but that's it. Once it's in DCP's hands, that's as far as we go. And if DCP does nothing, I can't help the kid unless when I get time with it one-on-one in the classroom. And how often do teachers get one-on-one time with a kid? So it's some fucked up shit. That fucks me up. As part of seeing that on Facebook or anything like that, fucking report it straight away, dude. No, don't even fuck around with that. That's some fucked up shit. I can't emphasize that enough. That is, it's nauseating. It's the idea of it, harming a child that way. Or anyone that way. Who does that, man? What the fuck? And there's some fucked up people out there, and I have to reconcile with that at some point, but oh my God, do not associate with them. It's weird. So, I'm seeing a lot of my kids are having trouble dealing with Facebook. I mean, they're not supposed to have it legally until they're 13. But for some reason, their parents let them have that shit. I'm going, you are terrible people. Because then they're getting this trauma from like friends picking on. What has become bullying in the classroom or in the playground, and which we can handle and manage, is now extending out into cyber areas, which we can't manage. We can't. We're just teachers, man. We're not fucking Tron gods. What the fuck do you want us to do? I bet they'll blame the school for it. It's like, my kid's getting picked on because of bullying on Facebook, and we're like, the fuck? We're not with them when it happens. We can't monitor that. We don't control Facebook. Why are we getting shit for it? What? You're the parent. Cut the source. Why are we having to direct your actions? Why have you got no common sense? So my kids are coming in and, oh my God, the amount of shit I've seen because of bitchy girls, or boys actually, boys are quite rough too, bitchiness, towards each other, where they're friends one day and they're nasty the other, and the resilience is just not there, and we keep trying to pump them up saying you're fantastic, because we're thinking there's a deficit of self-esteem there. But some of these fuckers have no deficit of self-esteem, and so they will rag on each other on Facebook or in the playground in just nasty ways. And when they get knocked down, and when, you know, like the whole cry before the fall, someone knock you off their horse kind of metaphor thing, when they get knocked down, suddenly everyone's bullying them. It's like, well, you were nasty. What do you expect? People are going to tell you to fuck off. That's how it should be. But everyone's being mean to me. Did you think maybe you were being mean to them? No. Because it's spreading a lack of accountability. It gives me the shits. It really does. It's this generation where they will put out some horrible shit about someone. Someone will actually have the balls to say fuck off, because you stand up to bullies. We're teaching them to stand up to bullies. But we're creating a victim mentality amongst this generation. And I'm worried for it, because sooner or later they're going to come up against a real fucking bully and they're just going to crumble. Some nasty shit is really going to fucking take them down. And we keep pumping them up, telling them they're fabulous and we should all get along. But the reality of the situation is there are some nasty fuckers out there. And it doesn't have to be Facebook. It can be anything, the workplace. It's boyfriends that, you know, coercively rape you into shit. And wow, that sounded weird. But, speaking from experience. But, you know, there's some real fuckers out there. And if it starts with like Facebook, imagine where it's going to spread into. And we're not teaching them to sort of, you know, walk away from shit. We're promoting sense of awareness. And we're promoting them to tell us stuff. Like, this Facebook generation is all about my life and Instagram, and I want to tell people who I am, so I'm going to do all this, and aren't I cool and fabulous and wonderful? And we're sitting there trying to pump up their self-esteem, which is creating this sort of, you know, false economy, because these fuckers think they're God now. And then, it just crumbles. I worry that we're creating a generation of narcissists with no sense of accountability and no consequence, or no sense of consequence. So it's just, I don't know, dude. I worry about their mental health. As an adult, you learn to mediate this stuff. You learn to, you know, moderate it. You're like, okay, I'm fabulous. And you have off days and you have on days, but you don't constantly think you're fucking amazing. Nobody thinks they're fucking amazing at 37. I can tell you that for a fact. Or 36, or 35. Actually, you get well past that stage. About 25, you start going, oh fuck, my back hurts. Sorry, I'm dehydrated. I gotta drink some water. That becomes a priority at past 30s. Like, I gotta really drink that fucking water. Because I know if I don't drink that water now, I'm gonna suck at the gym tonight. Oh God. Yeah, but you know, we're gonna stop pumping people up. Let's give them a more realist view of what's the future gonna be, I'd say. I mean, my parents gave me the extreme. They told me all hell's gonna break loose if you do this one thing, stepping out of line stuff. It took me a lot of time to calm down with regard to that. My mum pumped up this idea that I was surrounded by pedophiles, and it was a control mechanism. If we'd had Facebook when I was a kid, it would have been everyone online is a pedophile too. Don't do it. Don't go near him. Don't go on the internet. Don't log in. Don't do this. And it's like, it was a control mechanism for her. She, in one sense, wanted to keep us safe, I hope, but in another sense, wanted to control our actions. It's over-parenting. So we can't make our own mistakes. So I've been sheltered a large chunk of my life, and when it came to meeting the real assholes of the world, I wasn't ready. And so I learned a lot of my shit the hard way. And you take a lot of hits, and you celebrate your scars, and you fucking move on, right? That's resilience. You celebrate your scars. Don't think I'm ugly. My scars were earned, bitch. It's like, I will take those to the grave and probably accumulate more. We're at war here, dude. Which is a horrible mentality, because you shouldn't be at war constantly. It just sets you up for a fall again. So, but But celebrate yourself. You've come this far. You are alive and you are flourishing, right? Flourish. Fuck them. Flourish in spite of them. Build some resilience. I love resilience. I'm going to do a podcast on resilience. Yeah, let's do that. Fuck it. Yeah. I worry for my babies. I do. They're not ready. Although I should have more faith in them because they're facing things that I didn't face. And maybe they'll come out better for it and maybe stronger than me, right? I gotta have confidence in my babies. I'm worried about them though. Every teacher is worried about their babies, dude. That's why we go into the job. You don't leave that shit in the classroom. It comes home with you all the fucking time. I've got, in any one day, 30 babies. I don't care if they're hitting puberty. They're still my babies. I don't care if they come back, you know. And they have done, actually. They come back with their kids, and it blows my mind that this thing made this other thing. I'm going, you can't do that. You're a baby. My God, it's a work of the divine. Kind of. Stop it. Stop growing. You're scaring me. That means I'm getting old. It is fascinating to watch them. Because then you wonder what kind of kid you kind of contributed to making. And you'll see how they react to their kids. And you're like, aw, I did something right. Aw. I'm not as fucked up as they said I am. But that could be anything, really. That could be just the natural inclination of the child, really, to, you know, perpetuate certain traits. Facebook generation, dude. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but then again, it could be both, and we have to look at it critically, really, don't we? Here we have the capacity to share a lot of information and experiences and stuff, but we also need to take on the risk that they could be used against us. They could... Wow, those shorts are too short. Asshole. What the fuck? Sorry, bad drivers. I live in an area with a lot of people that feel entitled. I know that because of the way they drive. I'm sorry, I've lost my train of thought there, darling. Where was I going with that? Just, rude people, they bug me. She just cut me off. So I'm trying not to be angry. I'm going back to my Zen state, dude. What was I talking about? I'm gonna chew my gum and go back to my Zen state. My babies. I love my babies. Anyway, so resilience, yeah. What is the purpose of Facebook? We have a chance to actually spread a lot of information which could be conducive to helping someone. And that's what it should have been. The same as any version of the internet. It was designed to help. It was designed to be an encyclopedia of communication. That's what it was designed for. People have taken that and weaponized it. They've created horrible experiences for other people. They've used it as a tool of oppression, things like that. And Facebook is no different. It's an element of the internet. So we've got to be mindful of how it can be used for good and evil. But then again, we could have a whole conversation about what is good and evil. Yes, and I will probably actually, because you've got to look at that critically. So what to take away from this? My darlings, you really need to be careful about what you put on Facebook, okay? And I'm assuming I'm talking to like at least 18-year-old kids right now. Because I'm hoping to God you're adhering to my safety protocols. This is not for kids, 18 plus. I really want you to be careful about what you put on Facebook. It is permanent, okay? And we do teach the kids to not be stupid when it comes to that. Please filter your shit. I mean, I would idealistically want you to promote things that are positive. But I know in the world there's a whole bunch of horrible experiences as well, which are not positive. And you're going to have to go through that, and you might want to share that information just like I'm doing right now. I'm on YouTube, I know I am. I know people are listening because I've been watching the little ticker meter thing, and I'm fascinated that anyone's got interest in anything I've got to say, fascinatingly enough. Try and build some resilience when it comes to comments. I mean, just as you would in real life anyway. I mean, this is just one facet of real life in society, Facebook. It's just one thing. But if someone comes up to you and says something nasty to you anyway, don't let it crumble you. First of all, that's what they want. It's just another control and abuse manipulation thing. They want you to suffer. They get a kick out of it. I've had people do it to me where, oh my God, one time I was like walking down the street with my ex-husband at one time. I was my boyfriend. He was my boyfriend at the time. And some dickhole screamed out. Now, I live in this low SES area, and it's just a lot of nastiness going on there. Some asshole was with his mate, screamed out of a car, hey, dog face, some shit like that. And me being this really sensitive, like 20-year-old, I crumbled. My feelings were hurt. I already had low self-esteem at the time. I would advise trying to armor yourself against that kind of shit, because fuckers just want to do that anyway. It's like the protest with the violence. They want to commit violent acts. They'll look for a vehicle to do it. That's their predisposition. Your predisposition should be to put armor on so that you can take the hit and say, fuck you, I don't care. That's what it is. That's resilience. And to keep fucking plowing forward, dude, fuck them. Why would they stop you anyway? Look at you, you're amazing. Fuck them. Just bounces off, bitch. Go, try again. Really, Facebook is no different. It's a means for people to potentially be horrible to you, yes. But you have to be so confident and well in yourself that you say, this doesn't matter to me, and I can A, close it, delete it, and I don't give a fuck. Fuck you guys. I'm going to do my thing, right? And on that note, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go, because even though I love talking about, you know, building up resilience and stuff like that, I will do a podcast on it, but I've got a side mission to do. And my side mission right now is to go eat something and then pack my bag for a mission to go to my tank museum later. Apparently, we have an on-site tank museum, army military museum, which I find fascinating, because at the last time I went there, at the front, they've got a Centurion tank, which is what my granddad Bob used to fix in the war. So I'm like, I'm gonna go look in the fucking tank. My granddad Fred was like a commando, so I've got military in the family, so I'm pretty interested to go and have a look and see what these things are about again, you know. So that's my mission for today. I got my little SAS camo bag. I'm like, yeah, theme. So, all right, so I'm going to leave it there, my lovelies. I hope you have a fantastic day. Believe me, Facebook is not the world. And if it is the world, you can fucking delete it as much as you like. It's like, if this world that you've created on Facebook is manipulating and torturing you, fucking delete it. What the fuck, dude? Let go. Just let go. Everything's impermanence anyway. This is just a temporary blip in the finite universe, you know? Finite, infinite. Who knows? Is it a saddle shape? Who knows? I don't know. I think it's a vortex, quite frankly. But anyway, I could be wrong. I am no astrophysicist. I have astroplaned though. That's pretty cool. So take it easy, all right? Okay, look after yourself, look after each other. You've got such a great mission on this earth. You can just do it by just being yourself, okay? Stop worrying about what other people are looking at on your fucking Facebook. It doesn't fucking matter. All it is, whatever we project on there, is a reflection of the ego. Okay, let it go. All right, take it easy, and I'll chat to you tomorrow, okay?
So space, night, death, darkness, not being there is an essential component of being there. You don't have the one without the other.